All right, good morning, West USA Realty. Hope you guys are doing well. My name's Keith Flynn. I'm the Director of Digital Marketing here at West USA. Welcome back to another fabulous week. A little warm. We've had some spike in temps, but I hope everybody's staying safe, having a good time, doing your best to stay positive, stay healthy. Really excited about today. Man, in the last week, I tell you, there has been quite a change when the world of social media, just really unpacking all of it myself right now, but there's been a ton of change with both Instagram and Facebook. I mean, in the end, Facebook is owned by, or Instagram is owned by Facebook. So there's a lot of changes that have happened over the last week. I'm not going to digress too much with some of the details, but keep an eye on what's happening. Instagram moved a lot of their mobile features onto a desktop, which is for marketers amazing. We now have the ability to see stories. We can direct message in or use our direct messenger through the desktop now. Facebook's rolling out a bunch of stuff. They're trying to compete with Zoom, so they've got up to 50 different people in a chat. So just a lot of changes in the way and landscape of social media, but we're going to focus on Instagram basics today. Really excited about the class. We got a lot to get into, a lot of slides for you guys, a lot of best practices, some tips, suggestions, getting going. If you haven't already, make sure you download Instagram to your mobile device. You will need to have Instagram downloaded onto your phone in order to create an account. I'm assuming most people have by now. Like most agents, everyone's got an Instagram account, started it at some point, attended another class, didn't really happen. We'll hopefully get you back on track with some tips, suggestions, strategies. But before we get going, really excited about having sponsors who partner with us, vendors, industry professionals who take the time to join us. And Anthony was going to be here this morning. Anthony is out on a house doing an inspection. God bless him. That's where we all want to be, is working. So good for him. But Bree is here with us from VIP Mortgage, and then once again, she's been awesome to help a sponsor jump on and share a few words about VIP Mortgage. And with that, Bree, go ahead and jump in when you have a chance.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited about this class. I love Instagram. I think it's such a great tool. And like you were saying, it changes so often. Social media is something that's evolves all the time to kind of keep up with what people are doing and also what they need. And so I'm really excited to kind of see and learn all of these kind of new ways of using it, because I do think that no matter how much you think you know about it,
right,
you can learn so much and keep learning different things that you can do with it. So I'm so excited about this. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
So I do development at VIP. I have some great loan officers that I work with. And as some of you know, I've done a couple of classes with Keith. I am a firm believer that one of the biggest things that we can do is partner with agents. I look at it very much as a partnership. So I always am looking for different ways that we can kind of bring value to the agents and look at things that the agents need. And so I was talking to Nick over at West USA the other day, because one of the things that I realized that I didn't even realize that we had available to us was we actually have a call center available. So some agents, one of the things that when I talk to them is that they will have leads that they have. So whether it's, through social media marketing or through Zillow or wherever it is, there's different sources that agents can get leads. And they are but I just don't have the time to kind of filter through them and call them. We have a call center actually that we can call on to kind of filter through those leads for you, so that then we can hand them back to you as a good lead to make sure that the people that you're calling are actually going to be beneficial calls for you, because we know that you're busy and you guys don't necessarily have all of that time to sit down and filter through 300 people in a day. So that is something, if that's something that anybody can see value in, if it's something that you would be interested in, we have a lot of different things like this that are tools that to me are actually realistic for agents that are actually value adds to your business. So if there's anything that we can do, if there's anything that you're looking for that you need to help you with your business, give me a call, reach out to me, and we can see kind of if there's something that we can do for you.
Nice. Bree, what's your email address if they want to get in touch with you?
So it's pretty much the alphabet. It's Bree, B-R-I. What was that?
I set you up again for that one. Sorry.
Oh, I know. It's Bree, B-R-I, at VIPMTGINC.com.
Nice. Bree, thank you so much for all you do and appreciate.
There's one thing too that I'm doing today at 3:30. I've got actually a few West USA agents that are going to be joining me. We're doing a virtual home tour.
Okay.
We have 3 West USA agents are featuring their listings on it, and I'm really excited about it. And I wanted to kind of, get other agents' feedback on it. So if anybody's interested, shoot me over an email and I can send you the Zoom link to it, because I really wanted to kind of give agents an opportunity to work together. And I know with social distancing, that can be kind of hard.
Yeah.
We wanted to kind of create a platform for that.
Now, and I know because we touched on virtual home tours last week doing Facebook Live. So you guys are actually going to be showing homes in this respect?
So I kind of was like piggybacking a little bit off of some of the things that you had touched on. And so one of the ideas that you had given was that agents could do like photos of the home and kind of walk through, okay, here's the photos of the home, but give those key features that they point out.
Right.
And so do it in kind of that format for this first one. This is the first time we're doing it. So we're kind of doing a trial and error to figure out what's the best way to do this for agents. And so for this one, what we're going to do is we're taking some of the photos that agents have of the listing, but then giving them an opportunity to kind of, for lack of a better word, like pitch it. And because in my opinion, no one can sell a listing better than the listing agent, right? Like, know this listing inside and out. And so a lot of times you'll come in with your buyer, and while, buying agents, like you can go in and you can show the home and they're great at it, but you kind of know some of those key features, it makes it so much easier for you because you know those things that are amazing about this listing. And so it gives those listing agents the opportunity to say, hey, don't forget it's got these features in it, and be able to kind of give that feedback to each other. And then we also want to have kind of open forum for them to go over, any upcoming listings that they may have, any price reductions that they may have, anything that's coming up in the industry that they're seeing, to give kind of that open forum to talk to each other,
right,
and give that like outlet for each other.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, obviously anybody who's interested, jump in and message Bree and be a part of that today. Like with a lot of technology. Bree, thank you so much. I hope you have a great day. Thank you again for sponsoring, and sit tight. We're gonna have fun.
Thank you so much, Keith.
You're welcome. All right. So with obviously technology, man, so thankful for technology right now, where we're at in this state. I jokingly posted earlier this week, I could imagine being in this climate with dial-up. If anybody remembers dial-up from the 90s, I remember coming home from school and in high school. I'm dating myself now, but I remember coming home from high school. I got my first computer in 1993, and I had that, first 100 hours of AOL. I would dial up the modem. I'd fire up that modem. I'd go make a sandwich, grab some chips, come back, and that thing was just barely connecting. So we've come a long way. And so if you're not taking advantage of a lot of the technology that's available to you, please do so, because it will make your life in general better, but also when it comes to your business as a real estate agent, there's just so many tools out there. And whether it's through West USA, any of our vendors, anything they're doing, being in this together is what's most important, because even though we're isolated, we're not alone. So feel free to reach out to anyone around you, take inventory who can help you. And of course, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, compliments, feel free to jump on that little chat box on the right-hand side there. And you can fire off a question to me and let me know what you're thinking. If you get stuck somewhere, I'm looking at the chat box here. I can answer your questions real time. And of course, if you have any questions afterwards, any thoughts, any afterthoughts or questions, you can email me. I'm Keith, and that's KEITH at westusa.com. And I got to say, everyone who's been on for the last few months now, you guys are great. I've never had so much more engagement via email, text messages, direct messages. So I'm really loving the love the community, love the outreach, and we're here to all support one another. So with that, let's jump into Instagram. oh boy, I know I prefaced the top of the webinar with the fact that we've had some changes. So as I was creating these slides today or going through and amending a lot of them because there's been so many changes, I found myself going deep into a rabbit hole of so many new changes and so many things that you can do. I'm going to do my best to keep this basic. And I know we're going to get some questions and it may take us down there, but there's so much to Instagram. There's so many nuances to it. I've realized that I'm definitely going to have to do a intermediate or a follow-up or a 102 Instagram. So I will get that on the calendar for you guys. It looks like we will be hunkering down for at least 2 more weeks to come. So don't fret. I will have classes. We will keep this rocking and rolling and keep going from here. And even after all this, I think we found a medium that works best for everybody. And I'm really excited about rolling week to week with you. So we're going to jump into some statistics for you on Instagram. There's a lot in the way of why we should be using it. So I'll definitely get into some stats, build some value for you while you're taking the time out of your day to, take a selfie, snap a photo, use Instagram in general. We'll go through what's the difference between a personal and a business profile, or they've changed it now. It's actually personal or professional. We'll talk about how to create a compelling bio. When you create your account, if you already have one, maybe make some edits or changes that you would help you with getting some more followers. Finding followers. How do we find our friends, family, colleagues, other influencers, people who are going to engage with us and us engage back with them? We'll talk about content creation. What are some best practices as a real estate agent creating content? IG stories, I'll touch on that a little bit. That's a whole nother class in itself, and I'll definitely load that into the 102 class. But I will touch on why it exists, what's good, why it works, how it works with the algorithm, and why you should definitely be implementing that into your Instagram use. And then last, I put together some tools, some apps for you to help with, there's a lot of third-party apps that you can use that would help complement your Instagram, as well as help you create awesome visual content when it comes to using this app. So Instagram stats, currently there's 1 billion active users on Instagram. Of that, there's 500 million daily users. You've got a lot of folks taking this time out of their day to stop and look at their Instagram account. And some of the numbers are crazy. There's on average 40 to 45 minutes people are spending on Instagram, especially now in this climate, because we're all looking for something to do to pass the time. Across the board, statistically, everything I've been reading, the social media use is up considerably. Facebook, Instagram, you name it. People are wanting to stay connected, and Instagram is just perfect for this environment. 80% of Instagram users follow another business account. So, we're all consumers at the end of the day, besides being independent contractors, business owners, entrepreneurs. We're also consumers. So we're using Instagram to connect with other businesses and learn about what's happening. I know if you're like me, I've been following a lot of local restaurants, a lot of local services who are trying to stay afloat, and they're offering exclusive coupon codes via their Instagram followers. And so I'm not one to miss a meal, so I'm definitely jumping in there, picking some curbside pickup food to go and using the coupons that are provided by the business accounts. 60% of Instagram users heard about a product or a service for the first time on Instagram. So that's just another testament to how businesses are using Instagram to get the word out there. And whether it's, a cool new pair of sunglasses or a brand new pest elimination company in town, if you're not on Instagram, you're not in business. 34% of agents, this is crazy. This stat still trips me out. 34% of agents are only 34% of agents are on Instagram. We still have such a huge amount of a huge amount of agents who are not using Instagram. And that's a miss for them, considering that 59% of millennials, that's your largest first-time home buyer, are on Instagram, and they use Instagram heavily. They are one to use Instagram quite a bit, whether they're having fun, connecting, influencing, being influenced. Definitely advantageous for real estate agents to be on Instagram, especially if you're targeting that first-time home buyer, those millennials. You got to be there for sure. And I know that another stat I had last week. The average home buyer last year was 33 years of age, and over half of those were first-time home buyers. So that's huge, and that's definitely going to be one aspect for you guys to consider. Instagram posts with a face. If you're posting and there's an actual face in the photo, more likely to receive likes, 38% more likely to receive likes. So while I'm not saying everybody needs to be all up in the or all up in their screen and everything needs to be a selfie, and you people know who you are, selfie, selfie, selfie. As an agent, it's good to get in front of the camera every now and then and drop your face in there. People want to see you behind the scenes, what's happening. And at the end of the day, you guys are your business, and that will definitely complement your personal branding. Remind people who you are. Remind everyone, like, hey, who am I following? So put together 10 reasons why you as an agent should definitely be using Instagram. First and foremost, it's free. I mean, that is a hands down a no-brainer for me. Anytime as an agent, as an independent contractor, as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner, we want to keep our costs down. And so if I don't have to spend money to do something to grow my business, then all I'm worried about is just my time. I'm putting my time into it. And so any time that you can put a little bit of your time into your business, it's going to be advantageous for you and help you grow. So and most importantly too, remember now, Instagram is the new resume. So people are going on Instagram to look for social proof. They want to see what you are, what you do, and do you do it well? And so Instagram is a fantastic way for you to do that. Highly visible for your listings. Your clients are going to ask you, hey, what are you doing to promote my listing, my home? If you have built your Instagram followers and you have a large audience, then when you tell that you tell that seller that you are pushing out their listing onto your Instagram and through your network, that'll definitely appease them. You don't have to compete with Zillow and Realtor.com, which is nice. You can create your own audience. You can create your own exposure for using Instagram, and social media in general has leveled the playing field for a lot of small business owners. We don't need to have deep pockets. We don't. A lot of us, we just don't have that ad budget. We don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to spend on PPC, AdWord campaigns, radio spots, TV, billboards, you name it. So social media has leveled that playing field for us and given us all an opportunity to build an audience. Average income is much higher for Instagram users. So that's a more qualified buyer. That's going to be good for you. That's your target audience. So if you're there and you're doing it well and you're building an audience, the quality of the buyer is going to be there as well. Almost 40% of Instagram users have high levels of disposable income. You're more affluent, you're higher educated, your higher income folks are all using Instagram and doing it often. When it comes to Instagram hashtags, I know for a lot of folks, hashtags, what are hashtags? And we still, years later, we're still like freaked out about hashtags. Hashtags are the new SEO for Instagram. They have been the SEO for Instagram. Having appropriate hashtags on your posts will help you get to where you need to go, and it will get you more exposure and increase your engagement when it comes to social media. Looking at the next one here, 10 reasons. More engagement means higher ranking. So falling right in place with the hashtags. We want to have more engagement. We want to have higher rankings. Hashtags will help categorize a lot of your content and help you with discoverability. Free event marketing. I know I wish we could do a happy hour. We've been doing virtual happy hours. We've been doing virtual meetups. I need to go in there and add that little asterisk, virtual. So as of right now, even though we can't get face-to-face as much as we want to, there's no reason why we can't still use Instagram to promote meetups, happy hours, open houses, things that are happening. A lot of it all has gone online, but at the end of the day, it's still an opportunity for us to create buzz, create traction, and create some excitement about what you're doing as an agent, and ultimately drive traffic to you as a local realtor. And then Instagram is also a fantastic way for on those down peaks when you really don't have anything happening. Maybe you don't have a listing, or your last home closed. We've got a few irons in the fire, but we're working to get some listings. It's an awesome opportunity for you to use and to give the impression that you are busy and that you are a knowledgeable agent. There's no reason why you can't hop in the car, drive to a historical neighborhood, a beautiful home. I know I love the Central Corridor area, the whole Central Corridor along like Central and Bethany and Dunlap and Glendale. There's some beautiful historic homes in that area. Lush green growth. I mean, it just I drive through every now and then and love to see the white picket fences and the peaked homes, Victorian style homes. get out into the neighborhood and use Instagram to document, to archive, and create content, curate content about a specific area. That way you can showcase the neighborhood and show that you are a real estate expert for that neighborhood. And last, show you're the neighborhood. You're the mayor of the neighborhood. You are a industry expert. You are the neighborhood expert. And by using Instagram, it doesn't always have to be just listed, just sold. It can be a lot of other opportunities for you to showcase your expertise. And we'll get into that when we go to content creation. Greg, we got a question already. Do's and don'ts with logos and branding. Yeah, we'll definitely, I'll touch on that a little bit. I do have a personal branding webinar. Probably going to knock that one out here into May. Personal branding, we go deep into not only just your logo and your fonts, but other things that have to pertain for your personal brand, the way you speak to people, the way you make eye contact, your demeanor, finding rapport with your clients. A lot goes into being a brand. And so we will touch on that. And of course, if you have any additional questions, you can hit me up later. And of course, last but most importantly, video. I don't do this enough. I try to do it a lot. I preach it. I do my best to stop and take a video. Life happens fast. I get it. I'm with you guys too. I'm a small business owner. I like to consult and help people out. I often stop and think, man, I haven't posted in the last 2 days. And it's beyond just like, hey, am I showing my friends and family that I'm active? It's also going to be detrimental if you don't post a lot, because it tells the algorithm that you're not someone who's active, and they will reward you if you're an active Instagram user. And so we'll get more into that too when we talk about the algorithm. So if you haven't done so already, download the app, go ahead and create a Instagram account. And when you do, you're going to have the option to create a personal account to start off with. Personal means just a personal profile. And then getting into the actual settings, you have the option to create a professional Instagram account. And as a real estate agent, you can ask a couple different people what do they prefer. You'll get a couple different answers. I like the professional aspect, the professional account, because it gives you some analytics that you don't have on a personal side. And as a real estate agent, if you're looking to find out when to post, who's watching, who's engaging, where your engagement's coming from, a professional Instagram account will provide those analytics for you. And so it's really cool. But most importantly, first and foremost, you got to create a username. And so for me, Keith Flynn, at Keith Flynn, Instagram.com/Keith Flynn is my handle. Have had it for a number of years before I even got into any type of business or not. So for you as a real estate agent, especially if you're going to go with a professional Instagram account, you may want to consider changing your username or creating one with your username that reflects what you do. Keith sells homes, Keith Flynn Realtor, Keith the AZ real estate guy, AZ RE guy. I mean, you can think of a number of different acronyms and ways that you can choose, or what you can choose for a username when creating an account. But setting up an account is pretty straightforward, not too involved. I wasn't going to bore you guys with a bunch of and now the next step is to click on this icon and then go to this icon. We would be here for 3 hours, easy. But if you get stuck creating an account, it's not too difficult. But some of the bullet points I want to point out are obviously creating a username, and then we'll get into your bio. But just touching on a professional account here, on the left-hand side, you see my you see West USA's business account with me on it from a previous class. And having a clear and distinctive username is important, especially if you're a brand. Because, sorry, if you hear pauses like that, it's because I'm drinking water. When you create a username, you want to be clear, especially if you have a branded name, one that's a trademark name, one that you have intellectual property rights on. If you've gone as far as to create logos, highly recommend creating a logo and using that for your business name. But when you have a professional account, some of the things to consider when switching over to one is you have your insights. And you see on that first screenshot of the mobile device, underneath the image, it says View Insights. The second tab takes you into your post insights, and you can see your discoverability. As in this case, 315 accounts reached. There were 315 accounts reached. 31% weren't following me. So this is a great way to increase your engagement and to see how your content is working. So kind of get ahead of myself here with why you want to be or have a professional profile. But going through, you can see in the insights and the analytics there, you can see how many people you've reached, how many impressions. And for those of you on today, reach is considered a unique person. So how many people did you reach? 315. Impressions is how many times your content showed up on that screen. You can have five, you could reach 5 people, and if any of those 5 looked at your content more than once, then that would make up your impressions. It's how many times your content landed on someone's screen. So you often will see impressions will be a little bit higher than your reach. How many people from your homepage, how many people from your home account saw your content, how many people saw it via hashtags, which is the third one down there. That's very powerful, because if you're using hashtags and you're using appropriate and relevant hashtags, you can see how they actually have a positive effect and get you some more engagement by using those hashtags. In this case, 99 people came by way of a hashtag. And then there's from other, which is probably well, let's be honest, I really don't know what the other is. So considering it's a small number, I'm not too worried about it. Next screen, jumping over at the very end. Here's something that not a lot of folks do. If you see likes, or you see that people have liked your content, jump into who has liked your content. And on that last screenshot there, scrolling through, you can see of the people who liked my content, I'm following them, I'm following that person, I'm following that person. And I finally get down, I see, so, okay, someone liked my content that I'm not currently following. That's an awesome opportunity for me to hit follow and engage them in a conversation and build that relationship. So very powerful analytics there, and it'll really help you out with building your audience. And like all social media, it's a two-way street. You have to engage them just as much as you would like them to engage you. Great question from Samantha. Do you suggest having 2 accounts, one professional and one personal, or switch to a professional? Going back to prefacing this slide, you ask several different people, you'll get several different answers. I know a ton of real estate agents who obviously started with a personal account and then created a business one. What I love about in recent years, Instagram used to make you log out of your account before you could log into a new one. You couldn't toggle between the two. They've since corrected that, or at least added that feature, which has been amazing, especially for marketers. Because now, me personally, I have my personal Facebook page, or sorry, I have my personal Instagram account, and then I manage West USA's business account. So I'm able to easily toggle back and forth. So you, as a real estate agent, if you are a private person and you don't care to share too much about you, 100% understand. You may want to consider then having a personal profile and then create yourself a secondary business profile. There's a lot of folks out there who are very outspoken about personal branding, and they believe that you should have 2 together, and your personal should mirror in with your business. An 80-20 rule: 80% of your content's business related, homes, you as an agent, behind the scenes, home tours, and then they pepper in some personality. It's just really all what you're comfortable with, but just know you have that option. So I know that was kind of a long-winded answer, Samantha. Hopefully you can find in there what works best for you. So when it comes to writing your bio, if you haven't done so already, or you're creating your Instagram account, one of the first things they're going to ask you to do is write a bio. So your bio is very important, because it's basically, you need to treat this like it's your home page of your website. It's the first thing that people are going to see when they go to your account. And when they do, you don't have a lot of space to get your message across right away. So be creative, be straightforward about what you do and why your account exists. Just know that you have 150 words to write your bio and to convey your message and who you are. In this case here with Brenda's bio, she's a realtor, and she uses a professional headshot for her profile pic. Again, you are a brand, so I highly recommend using a professional headshot. Maybe if you're with a team, then your team logo would make sense as well. But you guys are your business, and so it is an industry standard. Make sure you get yourself a nice, clear headshot, and then add that as your profile. And one side note, if you do decide to create a professional account and you also have a personal, don't use the same photo for both accounts. Keep your sanity, and that way you're also remove any options or any mistakes you may make when you go to say something or share something personal when you really meant it to be on your personal account and it doesn't end up on your professional. I've had to delete a few myself over the years when I forgot I was in West USA's account and not mine. So yeah, sorry about those whiskey shots, guys. All right. So from there moving forward, use a high res image, use a professional headshot, and then you can add in your website in there too as well. Hashtags are a great way to get your bio some exposure because hashtags in your bio index. And if anyone is using or filtering by those hashtags, you wouldn't want to exclude yourself from showing up in any of those search results. Also might be slightly off topic, but I did create a new account. How do you suggest to engage when you are a new realtor? The best way to get exposure is to get onto Instagram, and whether you have 5 people following you or you have 5,000, the way the algorithm works with Instagram is a two-way street. What you put into it's what you're going to get out. And so for anybody who's creating a new business or anybody who's creating a brand, it's all about putting in sweat equity. You got to get in there. You got to get in there daily. You got to post daily. You have to push content out, and you actually have to engage and follow other people that are like-minded, have some similarities to what you do. First and foremost, if I were a realtor and I were starting a new brand, I would follow anybody and everybody that is either an influencer in the industry in the state of Arizona, and I would follow any of my professional colleagues. All your loan officers, your title reps, your industry or your inspection, home warranty, they're all on Instagram. So anybody that you're working with who's providing support for you in your role, definitely show some love, start following their accounts as well, and then just start getting out there. Gary Vaynerchuk, he's an influencer in social media for a number of years, ever since back in 2006 when he started Wine Library TV. He was nobody, but he ran his parents' liquor store, and so he wanted to make a name for himself, not only for the library, for his store, but also for him as a wine connoisseur. And he was on Instagram was around back then, but Twitter and was his lifeline and his emails. And he was engaging people in conversations, starting up chats about wine. If he saw a wine conversation happening, he jumped into the conversation, and he eventually just made a name for himself and became someone who is a social media influencer and recognizable. And then obviously went on to start his own company and VaynerMedia and so on. So anyways, you just got to get in there and make a name for yourself and reach out and connect with those people who are servicing your industry. And then from there, it's just kind of a marathon. It's not really a sprint for sure. So I broke down general tips for creating your bio. So first and foremost, we mentioned using a high-res image or a logo. Next is your name. Want to use your real name the best you can. I know I said like Keith Sells Homes or Keith Flynn Realtor. But when it comes to brand recognition, use your best judgment, but definitely want to get your name in there in some respect. Picking a category that's relevant to you. So obviously, when you're creating your account, you are a brand or a business. I know there's an option for when you create a professional account. They have either are you a creator or are you a brand? For all you folks who are agents, you're definitely brands. You're definitely a product or service. So I would highly recommend choosing the category that is relevant to what you do. And then again, character, the main body there of the bio, introducing your business, explain what you do. A local real estate agent in Arizona servicing all of the valley for the last 15 years, or whatever value proposition that you'd like to highlight about highlight about you as an agent, whether you're in the probate or flipping homes or investment, distressed sellers, whatever's going to stand out and help you shine. And then, of course, don't be afraid to use emojis. Those always stand out too, and they also index. Emojis are fun. They're eye-catching, and an emoji that's relevant to what that line says will definitely help out as well. Great question. Yeah. Doesn't NAR have a problem with using the word realtor in a name or brand? They do, and I know that I've seen a lot of agents out there who have this, and so I don't know of the quote unquote anyone policing this, but if you were to use RE or homes, houses, anything that indicates that you're a real estate agent, I just say keep it simple. Use your full name, and then let your category and your bio tell the person or the audience member what you do. Having the word realtor in there, it's a good broker question. I've seen it a lot. I'll just keep myself out of trouble and say I wouldn't do it, because if tomorrow you weren't a realtor anymore, you don't have to worry about going and changing your name, because I know Instagram doesn't allow a lot of name changes when it comes to your account. How can we get the realtor logo here in the bio, and is it required? No, excuse me, the handles slipped there. The realtor logo won't go into the bio. The only text and emojis go in there. You could probably try to copy and paste the R from maybe your notepad, or if you're on a desktop, I know for Macs, it's option R. You may be able to stuff it in there, but I know there's a website called symbols.com. You can grab the registered R in there and just paste it in there as well if you'd like to actually put the full word realtor and capitalized. Can we get a copy of the slides? Absolutely, Amy. And I'll preface it. I normally preface the webinar. All my webinars each week are recorded. And once they are, they'll hit the YouTube channel, and we post those back out through social media on our main West USA business page and all of our closed groups. If you are a West USA agent, of course, you can always email me, keith@westusa.com, and I'm happy to send the link to you. And of course, I always appreciate a like, comment, or a subscribe when you are on our channel. That way you won't miss any of our other recordings coming in the future. You'll be notified that we have a new video, a new webinar, and you won't miss any of the content. A call to action. Most important, call to action. A CTA, always got to have a call to action no matter what you do, where it's at, especially in your bio. Let people know how they can get a hold of you. And then the next one there, last one, adding a link bio, a short B, or I like to use Linktree. And Linktree, you'll see here, let me back up. The very bottom there, you can drop in a link. Linktree is basically a free tool that you can use. It's a standalone website. You create an account, no cost associated with it. Of course, they have a lot of premium tools you can add on. But for the most part, Linktree puts a little link you can put in your bio of your Instagram account, and then you can click on that, and it takes you to this screen here. Once it's set up and it's connected, you get your own little URL. So Linktree, linktr.ee/Keith Flynn. And then I can connect my other social media accounts. So my Twitter, LinkedIn, Flynn Media Group website, your business website, any of the additional links, social media platform handles you may have, Snapchat, WeChat, UChat, we all chat. It's endless. But you can add these links in, and it keeps your bio clutter free, but allows you to optimize your Instagram traffic. So not only will people come onto your account, but they can see where else you have a digital footprint. And so especially for us especially for you guys as real estate agents, you can put your realtor.com profile in there, your Zillow profile, and really just increase the chances of you driving more traffic to your Instagram account. So as I mentioned, your profile is your homepage, your bio is your homepage. Here's some other examples of social media coaches, experts that have Instagram accounts, and just giving you a little play on the different things that they use. Again, there's no right or wrong, but having a fun bio that talks about you and who you are is important. And that way you can kind of get an idea of what some of these other guys are doing. A short little snippet of why you are in business, using appropriate emojis to describe what you do, and then going from there. So just wanted to show you guys that little sample there. So when it comes to your Instagram account, put together some creative content for you, or some ideas for you when creating content for Instagram. I'm sure if you're on Instagram or you've been intermittent at times, you'll see a lot of different content on there from people you follow. For you guys, some of the things you can do that are really, it will break up the same old boring just listed, just sold, as you noticed. That's the last one I put down there at the bottom because that's a no-brainer. But other things that are fun, like quotes, no matter whom you are or who you're targeting, almost you can guarantee that people just love to see inspirational and funny and relatable quotes, right? So mix it up, have fun, especially in these times right now where people are just not sure where their next paycheck's going to come from or having a rough time of it. Stay positive, stay engaged, use some quotes just to uplift. You never know. You may make a difference to one person. And if that one person, it made a difference to them, that's all that matters. We're not trying to make everybody feel all lovey-dovey, but have fun with the quotes. Lifestyle posts is a real big one. You know, people want to know the kind of person or the brand that you are. So like, what are you into? What's this is an opportunity for you to create a personality piece, right? Uh, I'm sure you have interests that other people do as well. So you're looking for like-minded people, whether it's your clients' hobbies, maybe the same as yours, or you like running in your spare time. You're into food. I know we all really can't get out and go to a restaurant right now. So I've actually been shooting a lot of content for my Instagram where I've just been setting up a little tripod next to the kitchen. And I've just been doing like little quick things that I like to do on how I make, mac and cheese. Just kidding. How I cook, the things that I use. And adding a little lifestyle stuff. I'm a foodie, so I like to cook. And so, I snap a couple before and afters and have fun with it when it comes to sharing my interests and things that just keep me going each day. Open-ended questions, great opportunity for you guys to maybe post an example of a home or a backyard that looks like it use a little love, and just ask your audience like, hey, what would you do to increase the quality of this backyard? What would you do to spruce it up? Again, you're encouraging and promoting people to engage with your content, and so it's not just about ghosting and posting and ghosting and then just disappearing. Ask open-ended questions to encourage those people to engage with you when it comes to your content. Testimonials, I mean, if you're not doing this, I don't know, you're missing the boat. Testimonials are huge. Whether you've begun working with a client or you finish working with a client, asking for testimonials and asking them for them to share their experience with you is fantastic. And as I mentioned earlier, video is a big component of Instagram. And if you can get a 60-second soundbite from maybe a client or in the process with a current client, have them send you that video, you could do a nice little, casual post about, hey, so thankful that one of my current clients or past clients shared this testimony with me. I'm not comfortable talking about myself, so I'm going to let them do it for me. And then there's a great content piece for you. Behind the scenes, what goes into being a real estate agent? There's just so much that happens when it comes to being an agent. And this will be, your 40th, 50th, 5,000th transaction. But approaching it each and every time with your content that the person watching, this is their first time going through it. Slow it down, break it down, and show them what's all involved. You're educating your audience, and that allows them to see that, hey, you are a expert. You do know what you're talking about. And you can showcase things that are happening behind the scenes and breaking down the little nuances that go behind it. How long does it take for the underwriter to sign off on the loan? Get with your loan officer and have them jump on and do a little video with you, a little Q&A. Instagram's rolled out. The Instagram has the live where you can jump in. You can go live on Instagram, and then you can bring someone in on that, and then you can take that recording and use it as a post afterwards. Again, a lot of changes coming. Definitely keep an eye on what's happening when it comes to live video. One of the ones I just saw recently was Facebook is going to allow creators to charge for access to live video. And the first thing I think of is an educational or a tutoring or a class environment where maybe you have some high value content. You're someone who's shown social proof. And now I'm going to create this video series or live streaming Facebook, and I'm going to gate it with a small fee to get into it. So a lot of possibilities for you as real estate agents. Definitely to keep an eye on that for something that you can use to share content. Fun facts. What can you do in the way of fun facts about being an agent? Little tidbits about you, your business, things that make you unique. Number 7 there. Well, not number 7, but going down, I didn't count. So your brand story, right? Let people know what is happening behind your business. When did you start? What was the process you had to go through for getting your license? And if you're open to it, how many times did you take the test? I know that for a lot of folks out there, I have fun with it, but it's not an easy thing to do. And so people will see respect and appreciate that you took all that time to study, and you can share a little bit about what it is and what it takes to become a real estate agent and how long you've been one too, by well. Video content, definitely. People don't share as much on video on Instagram as they used to, but it doesn't mean you can't. You could really use video to share a lot more than just about yourself. Whether you put images together or you're creating video, that's great high value content. People are going to want to see that. And this is an awesome platform for you to do so. So video content is big by all means. And then featured posts is another great one too. You can highlight somebody in your industry, highlight somebody at the local high school. I know we're not in school right now, but maybe there's a small business owner who is looking to keep his head above water and he's offering curbside service. Hey, you don't need to go there and obviously shoot video, but if they have an opportunity to jump on a live stream with you or a pre-recorded video, Zoom, Facebook Live, all of them have the opportunity for you to record the conversation and then take that and do a featured piece. XYZ mom and pop bakery down the street. Been here for 40 years. They're doing everything they can to stay afloat right now. I had an opportunity to jump on the call with them, and we talked about, hey, what are the top 3 things that people are buying right now in a pandemic? How long you've been in business? What's your number one selling item? Showcase it, do a featured post about your community, show that you're out reaching out to the small business owners and doing everything you can to help promote local business. Before and after photos, that's a no-brainer, especially if it's something that you had an influence in. Hey, this guy was with another agent for 6 months, and once they couldn't get it to move at all, hardly any showings. But once they came over with me and I offered these expertise and best shared practices, we decluttered the home, we neutralized it, we gave it some love and a curb appeal, and we had 3 offers within 30 days or 2 weeks, you name it. Before and after photos, especially when it comes to the carousel feature on Instagram, awesome opportunity for you to create traction and your brand. And of course, listing photos. We all know that listing photos, I see just listed, just sold all the time. Do videos have a max time length? Yes. So if you were to post a video in your Instagram feed, that is your Instagram feed, the square little video in the center when it comes on, that's 60 seconds, 1 minute. And then on Instagram stories, you can do 10-second clips. So another aspect to it, and again, I knew we were going to come to how far down the rabbit hole are we going to go. Instagram actually offers a third service called IGTV, and that's a longer form video format. So 3 to 10 minutes, you can do a long form video. And when you post your longer videos to the Instagram or IGTV, you can then take a 60-second snippet and have that live in your Instagram feed. So we can get more into that on our next session for sure. But yes, long story longer, you do have a max limit, but it just depends on where you want it to showcase and for whom. So as I mentioned, when it comes to your listings, you got to post stunning photos. Instagram is all about high res, stunning imagery, and of course, this is a very visual industry when it comes to real estate. So they are a natural fit. Being an agent and using Instagram, natural fit. You got to definitely use high res imagery. And an example here, you have 2 side-by-side photos. Obviously, which one do you think is more appealing, right? I would imagine all right now we just screamed out loud, the one on the left, right? That's the image I want to see. I want to see a high res image. I want to see clear lighting. I want to see, details in the home. I want to see the images that are going to put the house best foot forward. And so a distant shot was, at sundown is not going to help sell the home. And what I do find it funny about this example is that the home on the right actually had 92 likes and the home on the left had 45. That could be a lot of different reasons. One could be up longer than the other one, but I did chuckle about that this morning. So on the left, below the image there, below that interior of the living room, you see there's little teeny dots. That tells me, and then you see 1 out of 5. This is a carousel ad. A carousel ad is a single post that has up to 10 photos in the carousel. So you can post multiple photos in one single post. And for our real estate agent, as someone who's an agent, this is an awesome play for you for 2 reasons. One, you're going to tell more of a story. And number 2, your algorithm you're going to appease Instagram's algorithm. It's statistically shown that when images use either a collage or a carousel option when posting on Instagram, your engagement level goes up. The algorithm is looking to see how long your audience stays on your post and how long they stay on your feed or on your account. And so couple different things that are in play there. But this is a great way for you guys to increase your engagement and increase your exposure is if you can play to the algorithm. And by doing so, you're using the carousel ads. It's a fantastic way for you guys to increase engagement. Creating a carousel ad is not too difficult. If you're on your Instagram account and your Instagram is open, for most of us, we have the plus symbol that's at the very bottom of your account. When you click on that plus symbol, that's telling Instagram that you want to create a new post. You have some little teeny options there. It's going to open up your library or your camera roll where you have your photos housed. To the right, there is a little square and it has another square behind it. That tells Instagram when you tap on it that you want to do a carousel post. From there, you have the option to select up to 10 different photos in a sequential or chronological order based on how you've taken your photos or how you would like the carousel to work. So just playing with that and getting used to it, tap on the photos in the order that you'd like. So 1 being exterior, 2 front entry, 3 in the living room, and so on. You can create a carousel post and then post that onto Instagram. Trust me, that will play well with your algorithm. And in fact, a lot of folks, some savvy folks when it comes to creating content can create one long image and then they break that down. That's a little more advanced. We don't need to get crazy, but just give your photos multiple or your post multiple photos. That will help not only tell a better story, but increase your algorithm as well. Not sure if we are going over that. We are. Michaela, I always do that with your name. Yeah, we're going to go through. I'm not going to get into like showing I can't do a screen share in the webinar. I was trying to figure that out, but it wasn't really going to work out. And I didn't want to crash our whole system. So I'm going to do a follow-up how to. Literally going to have a tutorial where I screen grab my live environment on my phone. Typically when I do this Instagram class in person, I can live stream it up to a monitor and we can go through it together. But for the sake of not crashing everything today, I will do a follow-up video and be posting that through social media and quick little tutorial on how to. And I'm going to break it down into micro content. So, a 60-second video on how to post on your feed, a 60-second video on how to create a carousel ad, 60-second video on an Instagram IG post or IG stories post. So I think you guys get the get my drift there. But just wanted to point out the 2 most popular kinds of posts that are going to get you the most amount of bump in your algorithm. So inviting friends. I know we had a question earlier on how we get some exposure, and I mentioned going out and hunting for people we may know. When you have your Instagram app open, everyone's got a little magnifying glass there on the bottom right next to the plus for when you want to add or create a new post. The little magnifying glass is that's your discoverability or your search. You can search by a number of different ways. You can search by names of people in their Instagram account. You can search by tags or hashtags. You can search by places as well. If you aren't taking advantage of tagging when you post your content, if you're not using the location-based, highly recommend taking advantage of that. And here's why for real estate agents. You are a local real estate agent. You're hyper niched into your community. And especially if you're visiting a city, small subdivision, restaurant, nightlife, and so on, tagging your content with the location indicator will then aggregate and put your images into that location base. So meaning if someone's wanting to see photos of just Phoenix or Scottsdale or Tempe or Glendale, you name it, when you've used that option as a real estate agent, now your content will be in that feed, that filtered feed of location. And that's going to be good for you because as an agent, that's advantageous for you because you want your exposure in the area. And if you're saying that you're a neighborhood mayor or an expert, having your content, especially when it's relevant, tagged with a location is important. I see a lot of folks who post beautiful images of like some trail or some, waterfall or a hike somewhere. And I'm like, oh, that's beautiful. Where are they at? And they don't even check in. So definitely take advantage of it, especially as an agent, because it's important for you. But from the top there, if you were just to simply type in real estate, Arizona real estate, some keyword phrases, you will see who's going to pop up under accounts. Now, the top feature is pretty cool. If you were to click on, say, Arizona real estate view, and then click on, oops, right here. When you click on Arizona real estate and then you choose the top feature, the top filter, that will give you the most active accounts with that keyword phrase. So in this case, active agents who are getting a combination of followers, likes, engagements, comments. The algorithm pulls all that into one spot and gives you who are your top people around the keyword phrases that you searched. Great way to spend some time in there and hunt around for people who are influencers, other Instagram users, and start to follow, friend request them, and engage them in content for sure. So definitely, that's going to be your go-to when you want to find new folks. So Instagram stories. Basically, Instagram stories allows you to share moments throughout your day, highlights. Instagram feed, I typically try to reserve that for highlights like, something fun, informational. And then stories are going to be anywhere between the algorithm, what we've learned and followed is, 1 to 7, 1 to 8 posts a day. Instagram stories, much like Snapchat, if you're familiar with Snapchat, the content will delete after 24 hours, but it's archived and you can archive it and then you can add it to your highlights. Instagram stories is a great way for you to just share the kind of the minutia, the day in and day out stuff, little things that make you chuckle, little inspirational laughs, things that behind the scenes, everything from, we all see what they had for lunch, right? Or you're maybe going to do a boomerang or a time lapse video of you driving to your next appointment. Instagram stories it really appeals to people's FOMO, and that's the fear of missing out. They know that this content is going to go away after 24 hours unless you archive it and then save it to your highlights button. But for the most part, this content is going to disappear. So Instagram has seen a huge spike in the amount of people who are actually watching stories than they are looking at your normal feed. And so people can skip through and consume a lot of content of the people they follow at an amazing clip. They can just click on the right side of the screen and just consume content very quickly. You'll see a lot of folks who are using this to create documented timelines of different events, and so they archive their day. But Instagram stories is something that's a smart play, and once you get used to it, in conjunction with your average posts, the chemistry or the secret sauce, the suggestion that most professionals that I follow and who I've heard from have said that it's good to post to your Instagram feed at least once a day and your stories multiple times a day. And so that combination of the two, plus your level of engagement with your other followers, will really help boost your exposure and you're really playing towards the algorithm. So when it comes to Instagram stories, when you create new content on Instagram stories, if you're on your home screen of your Instagram device, that's when you click on the little house in the bottom left-hand corner. Hope we all know what that icon looks like. The little house in the bottom corner. And then back at the very top under, you'll see there's a little camera. When you click on that camera, it's going to open up your stories. Now you can either take a front-facing shot or a rear-facing shot. And then they have a number of different filters that, give us beautiful eyelashes and smooth skin tone. There's all these different filters to have fun with. But then once your photo is taken, you can then use any one of their stickers, doodles, text message. You can ask questions, polls, tag locations. For a lot of real estate agents, this is smart because they have a poll option for their sticker. You can either ask questions, have a poll, you could do a quiz. And for a lot of agents who are savvy and using Instagram stories, this really encourages the engagement from your followers because they're going to want to answer the question. So, front yard 1 or 2. What would you do to this backyard if you had the option to remodel it? And so you're just really increasing and engaging and encouraging people to engage with your content. And what's neat is if you ever ask a poll question or a survey or any type of sticker that encourages people to engage with you, you can go into the analytics from that sticker and see what people's responses are, which is really neat. And then you can repost those responses. So people love that. It strokes their ego. If you ask a question and they take the time to answer it, you can put out their response and further add content to your Instagram account. All right, so one of the other heightened levels of Instagram stories is, and I know the Lauren Rosen team do a really good job with this. They've got some templated Instagram story templates, and if you're on Canva, if anyone's using Canva, Canva's got an awesome amount of Instagram templates, Instagram story templates that you can use to enhance your posts. And so in this example here, I've given, these are just some templated borders that you drop in the photo in the center. And then you would obviously export that photo to your device through the app or to your desktop. And then you can use it to post that content and create that content in your Instagram account. So a lot of different levels. Obviously you've got your, your just casual, hey, I'm pouring syrup on my pancakes, promoting a local business. And or you can be professional and obviously create your listings. The goal is to break it up. And as I mentioned in the previous slide on content creation, you can create an editorial calendar and break this down. Maybe one day a week you feature a local business owner, and if you're out and about and you're picking up some food curbside, get that home, plate it, do a post highlighting a local business owner, and then then you've got a listing post, then you've got a personality piece. That people like a nice diverse content creation, and so using an editorial calendar is important because you can set certain days for certain content. Monday, Wednesday, Friday are set days with topics, and then you can have fun in between all those other days as you move along too. So with Instagram stories, just some tips for you guys when it comes to creating Instagram stories. Highly recommend, as I mentioned, posting daily on Instagram, at least once a day when it comes to your feed. If more, great. Just know that the more you feed the beast, the algorithm is going to expect that. So if you hit it hard for 1 week and then you go dark for 2 weeks, that will tell the algorithm that you're inconsistent, and it will degrade your ability to get some traffic. So bite off what you can chew, but don't go too crazy in the beginning. Find your cadence and what's comfortable for you. Instagram stories, again, the statistics have shown if you want to be successful with it, you definitely have to be provide high value content. So keep it short, educational pieces, entertaining, and behind the scenes clips for what you do. And most importantly is be consistent. Keep posting daily. Quality over quantity. For your feed, want to post high quality photos. Recapping on what I shared earlier with the two photos side by side. People want to see high res images. That's why we're on Instagram. That's what we've come to expect. If you've got a crappy camera, do something about it. I know that if real grainy, low lit, backlit photos just do not translate well, and that will decrease your engagement. And again, skews your algorithm so that people just, Instagram's not going to push your content because they're going to think that your content's not high value, it's not worth engaging in. And so, bad photos do not do you any good. As I mentioned, set an editorial calendar. That'll be your lifeline, especially if you can get yourself some lead time, 2 to 3 weeks out. You can start working on content creation and give yourself a buffer. And then I like a bunch of cool third-party apps that play well and integrate for and with Instagram. In Stories is an app that's templated, and so you can just pop in some photos, add your text, and then literally export it right from that app into your Instagram. All these apps have some level of free service, but then there's obviously a premium or a promotional or a pro version. So just be mindful. I can give you guys a laundry list of different apps that are available that work well with Instagram, that you can put into a folder on your mobile device. There's Plan. Plan is a app that lets you plan out your schedule. You can post right to Instagram from the app. There's hyperlapse, boomerang, you name it. I don't want to overwhelm you with apps, but any simple search of cool apps to use for your Instagram will definitely do you some good. When it comes to spotlighting, Instagram tips, spotlight the good that you want to put out in the world. So, highlight your nonprofits, your food banks, charity, especially in this climate right now. Great content for you. Reach out. I know I've talked about this on some other classes and on the webinars when it comes to video creation. Again, same theory. We're just using Instagram as the medium in order to get this content out there. Nonprofit, food banks, charity, small business owners, cafes, delis, anybody who's still up and running, local first, 100% supportive of that. Get with your lender, a stager, maybe a photographer, ask them what goes into their business and how it supports you. And at the same time, you're educating your audience, and it will help you increase your following. When it comes to Instagram, your obviously with schools and cross cards right now, principals, they're not really available, but could do a live video with them as well and talk about maybe the current climate, what changes they can expect when it comes to the upcoming school year. So I put together 4 components of a video, a 1-minute video, because as I mentioned at the beginning of this webinar, and it was a great question, how long is the max on a video? You have 60 seconds, 1 minute in your feed. You can get a lot done in 1 minute, and a 60-second video is a great way to start. People are wanting to put out 3 and 5 minute videos, and that's fine. There's a lot of value there. But if you haven't established credibility or trust yet with your viewer, they're probably not going to sit through even, a 2-minute video. So start with the 60-second hook, right? Start with a 60-second video, quick, doesn't feel like it's taking too much of their time, but, capture their attention immediately with a hook. What is it about the video that if they benefit and stay through the whole thing, they're going to enjoy it? Either highlight a pain point or a pleasure. So whether you're sharing something fun, positive, or there's a problem that you can fix, whatever that angle is, identify with the user what the problem is going to be and ask a question, and then share with them how you can help them with that problem. Then obviously step 3, describe a solution. So in your video on Instagram, what are you offering? What is the product or service that you offer that they will benefit from? And then the last but not least, the 4th component was creating a 1-minute video is call to action. At the end of your video, tell them what you want them to do or what you'd like them to do or how they can get in touch with you. Breaking down a 60-second video into these 4 components will help you considerably. And when you're creating your video script or your bullet points or your shot lists, this will help out. But 4 simple steps, nail it in 60 seconds, and then put that content on the regular will be very advantageous for you and create a lot of exposure for you as a real estate agent. So here are the apps I put together for you. Number 1, Instagram for photo apps, Canva. I teach a Canva class, love Canva. It's quick, easy. They have a lot of fun templates. There are days when I'm just stuck for creative ideas. Canva has a lot in the way of Instagram feed as well as stories. They all have preset dimensions, so you don't ever have to worry about sizing. Just pick where you're going to post, find a template, and then make it your own. Number 1 video app for Instagram is InShot. You can also edit the size of the video as well. And you can edit your video in this app. It's a fantastic app to use. So it's number 1 right now. Scheduling app, as I mentioned, Plan. Plan is pretty sure the cost associated with it, but it integrates with your Instagram, and you can plan out and use it as an editorial calendar to create content. And you can kind of see how that's going to look like on your grid on your Instagram feed of your content. A lot of folks like to stylize their grid. They like to add color themes. They use a certain filter, and they're consistent with that filter. Plan will help you do that. And they also have a lot of awesome tips, blogs. They have content creators who work for their app, and they will help you increase your Instagram knowledge, and you will be a heavy hitter. Last one for analytics is called Econosquare. That is an algorithm or an app, a desktop version where you can plug in your Instagram and you can kind of see what trending in the way of hashtags, content creation, topics, and so on. That's more of an advanced user for in kind of Square. I would think get used to using your Instagram before you jump into that one. But if you do take it to the next level, that's a great analytical tool for you to find out where people are coming from and how they're consuming your content. And so, last but not least, I still cracks me every time I see this flyer. I just got done making this bad boy the other night, and I'm pretty proud of it, man. So, Facebook groups for real estate professionals, and I'm assuming this is the first time that that Tatum is seeing this, because she's literally buckled over in the chair right now laughing. So, are you ready to roll up your sleeves and dominate your local farm? Facebook groups, we're going to be doing this one on May 7th, coming up at 10 a.m. We're going to jump into Facebook groups. We're going to go into using creating your groups, finding groups for your local neighborhoods, creating high value content. And then, believe it or not, there's a ton of groups for real estate agents, other agents, like-minded agents in there, working with other professionals from your local market across the country. NAR has a closed group. A lot of agents are in there as well, and they're putting out content, new information about the current climate. And then I put together some 9 tips to help you attract residents, the neighborhood. If you were to create a closed group for your 85027 or Living Scottsdale or whatever you want to name your group as a real estate agent, if you're not in groups, you got to be in there. You're a local agent for a hyper niche area. That's a fantastic play for you guys. It's a gold mine of opportunity for you to build relationships in closed groups. And so we have that webinar coming up on May 7th. Love for you to join us. And if anything, hopefully you got a chuckle off of Farmer Flynn. So, all right. Well, hey, like everything, you engage with me, I will engage with you. By all means, email me if you have any questions after this. Love to help out where I can. If you're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, connect with me. Love to hear from you, see what you're doing. And of course, if there's anything I can do to provide a service to you, please let me know. Happy to help. I think that's about it. You guys be safe, stay positive. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. And like always, smile. It's going to be a good day.